The 5G SA registration process begins when the UE powers on and activates its NR radio to search for an available 5G cell.
The UE searches for the synchronization signal block and detects PSS and SSS to achieve synchronization and determine the physical cell identity.
After synchronization, the UE decodes the PBCH and obtains the master information block, providing essential parameters required for further system information acquisition. The UE next decodes SIB1, which provides cell access information, PLMN identity, and the parameters required to start random access. To obtain uplink synchronization, the UE selects a PRAC preamble and transmits random access message 1 toward the GNB. The GNB responds with the random access response containing timing advance, a temporary CRNTI, and resources for the UE's next uplink transmission. Using the granted uplink resources, the UE sends RRC setup request to initiate establishment of the RRC connection. The GNB accepts the request and sends RRC setup, establishing the initial signaling radio bearer, SRB1. The UE responds with RRC setup complete and carries its first 5G NAS registration request inside the dedicated NAS message container. The registration request can contain the UE identity, registration type, security capabilities, and requested network slice information. The GNB forwards the NAS registration request to the AMF using the NGAP initial UE message over the N2 interface.
The AMF determines whether the UE can be identified using an existing 5G GTP or whether a concealed permanent identity is required.
If the AMF cannot identify the UE from the received information, it can request the UE identity and obtain the SEI.
The AMF now starts 5G AKA Authentication by requesting authentication services from the AUSF. The AUSF contacts the UDM. Subscriber authentication information and ARPF functions are used to generate the authentication data. The UDM and ARPF generate the 5G authentication vector using the subscriber credentials and return the required authentication material to the AUSF. The AUSF prepares the 5G authentication challenge and provides the AMF with RAND, AUTN, and the expected hashed response. The AMF sends a NAS authentication ration request containing RAND and AUTN toward the UE through the GNB. The USIM verifies the network authentication token and independently calculates its authentication response, RES*. The UE returns RES* in the NAS authentication response, which the GNB transparently forwards to the AMF. The network validates the UE response, and the AUSF finally confirms successful subscriber authentication and provides security key material. After authentication, the AMF selects NAS security algorithms and sends the NAS security mode command to activate protected NAS signaling. The UE derives the NAS keys, activates security, and responds with security mode complete. Further NAS signaling is now integrity protected and ciphered. The AMF registers itself as the serving AMF in UDM and retrieves the subscriber's access and mobility subscription information.
Using the requested NSAI and subscription information, the network determines the allowed network slices available to the UE. The PCF may provide access and mobility policies that the AMF applies while managing the registered UE. The AMF creates the UE access context and sends an NGAP initial context setup request toward the GNB.
The GNB activates access stratum security by sending the RRC security mode command to the UE. The UE activates the selected access stratum security algorithms and confirms completion to the GNB. The AMF accepts the registration and sends registration accept containing information such as allowed slices, registration area, and potentially a new 5G GTP. The UE acknowledges with registration complete. At this point, the UE is successfully registered with the 5G G core.
To obtain IP connectivity, the UE now requests a PDU session, specifying parameters such as the DNN, network slice, and PDU session ID. The AMF selects an SMF based on information such as the DNN and SNSSAI and requests creation of the session management context.
The SMF selects the F and establishes the N4 PFCP session that will control how the UPF forwards user plane packets. The SMF provides session management and tunnel information, and the AMF asks the GNB to create the required PDU session radio resources. The GNB sends RRC reconfiguration to configure the data radio bearer and map the required QoS flow onto the radio resources. The UE applies the configuration and returns RRC reconfiguration complete, confirming that the radio resources for the PDU session are ready. The GNB returns its tunnel information in the PDU session resource setup response, which the AMF provides back to the SMF. The SMF updates the UPF with the GNB tunnel information, completing the N3 GTP-U user plane path.
The UE receives PDU Session Establishment Accept with the parameters required for its newly established data session.
Uplink user traffic can now flow from the UE through the GNB and UPF toward the external data network.
Downlink traffic follows the reverse path, from the data network, through UPF and GNB to the UE.
From cell search and random access to registration, authentication, security, and PDU session establishment, the UE is now fully connected to the 5G standalone network.
The result is a securely registered UE with an established PDU session and a complete end-to-end 5G standalone user plane connection.